What's up, guys? In this video, I want to invite you to stop buying courses. Now you're probably thinking, Nick, what the heck? You sell a course. Why are you saying to stop buying courses? Well, I'm going to go into that in this video and why you shouldn't buy courses and when you shouldn't, okay? Because there's been a few things that have happened the last few days that have really caused me to ponder on this subject. And I'm going to share with you those things in this video and explain the reason why you may not want to buy courses. Because let's face it, guys, we are all bombarded every day with advertising on our phones, on TV, on the radio. Everyone's selling us something, right? Lots of people are selling courses, mentorships, masterminds, books. Education is a big business, right? And sometimes it's not good to invest in those programs. And I'm going to share with you something. I'm going to share with you part of an email that I received a couple days ago from a gentleman. I'm not going to read the whole email. I'm just going to summarize it. But this gentleman emailed me because he got some emails from me after watching my training online. And he basically said, Mr. Fulmer, why would I want to invest in your program? And then he shares his situation with me. His situation is this. He's bought 3 different programs, internet marketing programs and how to make money online. So they're not overage programs, but they are, how to make money, right? How to start your own business. He's bought 3 of them, and he says none of them have worked for him, okay? And now he got laid off last year because of the pandemic, and he's forced to find something else. And he's very sad. One, he's angry because these things aren't working for him. He's disillusioned, he's disappointed because he was promised something, right, and it didn't come to fruition, which I understand. And now he's forced to go find a new job, which is not what he wants. He wants to work, he wants to be independent, but he's at a point now where even if he wanted to, and he said this, even if I wanted to get your program, I have no financial means to do it. So, which leads me to why stop buying courses. And I empathize with this guy because I was in that position, guys. When I was at the prison, I would buy course after course after course. And some of them worked, some of them didn't. But it's not because the system was broken or the course was bad. It's because I was trying to do so many things at the same time that I never got traction in any one. For example, I bought my first overage program in 2015 for $1,500. Took me 6 months to get my first deal. 6 months. And then what did I do? I got another deal, and then I found another program that looked so much better and promised better results. And so I'd buy that program. And every time you buy a program, you are starting from scratch. And so I don't know the gentleman's situation, but the fact that he has 3 programs, I wonder if he fell into the trap that I fell into, that shiny object syndrome. So, brings me back to the initial point, when you should not buy a course. Guys, if you have a program, whether it's a real estate program, internet marketing, whatever it is, a make money system that you bought, you should not buy another course until you've invested at least 6 to 12 months of your time focusing singularly on that one thing. Okay? Because what happens is every time you start something new, you're starting from scratch. Or if you're trying to do multiple things at the same time that aren't related, like if you're trying to do real estate here and internet marketing over here, or e-commerce over there, if you're doing a little bit of each, trying to trade, day trade, if you're doing a little bit of each of those things at the same time, you make little progress in each thing. But your progress is so little that you may not even get the result that was promised to you. Whereas if you focus on one thing, you make progress over time in that one thing, and you can actually get somewhere and actually see a result. So that's the first thing, guys. If you have a program that, you bought and you haven't dedicated 6 to 12 months of time into it, you should not buy another program. That's something that was one of the biggest mistakes I made in the beginning, is I tried to do a bunch of different things at the same time. Had I just focused on overages right from the beginning, I'd be much farther along today. So that's one thing. If you already have a program, stop buying different programs that are not related, because you're restarting every time you do that. Hopefully that makes sense. What else? So that's one thing. That's when you should not buy a program, okay? Now, there's a flip side to that, right? When should you buy a program? Or a mentor, or a mastermind, or whatever it is? When should you invest? Because there was another thing that was interesting today. Somebody posted on my Facebook group, YouTube, what was it? It was words of wisdom. YouTube University can get you started. Lay off buying the courses. There is truth in that statement. We live in a day and age where you can learn almost anything on YouTube, online for free. That's so true. However, the part that's fascinating to me is lay off the courses. My question to that would be, why would you limit yourself to one source of information? Why would you only use YouTube if you have other sources of information that you can utilize and take advantage of? Because if there's you and let's say another person, you're in the same space. Let's take e-commerce. You're learning about e-commerce, so is someone else. You just want to stick to YouTube and get all of your information from YouTube. The other person also uses YouTube, but then they buy a course on how to create an e-commerce store. And then they invest in a mentor. And then they go to a mastermind where they network with other people in e-commerce. Now those things cost money, right? You're doing it for free. They're paying for it. It's costing them money. And there's no guarantee that they're going to get a result. However, if you're only using YouTube and the other person is utilizing YouTube, courses, mentors, masterminds, what is the likelihood that they're going to see a result? Who's going to see the result faster? You or the other guy? See, that's what you are paying for when you pay for education. You are paying for speed. You're also mitigating your risk, because while you're figuring it out on your own, and this guy has mentors or courses that are teaching them what to do, but also what not to do, he's eliminating his risk, or at least lowering his risk to losing money because he does something stupid, or he gets in legal trouble, or whatever it is. Okay? So that's when you should invest in courses or masterminds, is when you value speed and you want to get somewhere quick, then you should probably invest in other places in addition to the free knowledge online. Also, if you're a risk-adverse person, you don't want to avoid, if you want to avoid problems or pitfalls, maybe you want to avoid losing money or staying out of legal trouble, you should probably invest in other sources of education besides YouTube, okay? Because here's the problem with YouTube. A lot of people only talk about the good stuff. They don't talk about the bad stuff. So there's a portion of the learning that you're missing out on when you only consume free education. Now, If you are a person that is extremely intelligent, if you already know everything, if you know what you need to do, if your life is perfect, if you don't need to improve in any area of life, then you shouldn't buy courses and you shouldn't invest in masterminds or mentors. And hell, I wouldn't even know why you'd be on YouTube watching this. So if you're someone that's happy with your life and your circumstance, if you're happy with your bank account or your fitness or how your relationships are going, why are you even on with YouTube? Why aren't you out living your life? But if you're here, or you're watching something, or you're consuming content, then it probably means you want to change something. So, if you want to go the slow route, then go the slow route, go the free route, take the riskier route, or when you have the opportunity to take advantage of courses, mentors, masterminds, take advantage of them. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to get to where you want to go faster? So I hope that makes sense for you guys. But again, if you're happy with where you're at, then you don't need to invest in those things. I'll be honest with you guys, I am not a smart person. I am a dumbass. So, I allocate a certain percentage of all of my income into the sole purpose of investing in education. Masterminds, courses, mentors. I spend more on my education per month than I do on my house, on my mortgage. I just think back, and I always wonder this. If I hadn't had paid $1,500 for that course 6 years ago, where would I be today? Would I have my 6-figure overage business? Maybe, but I don't know. If I had not paid one of my mentors, which I still pay to this day, $2,500 a month, would I have generated 7 figures in my business last year? Probably not. If I hadn't spent $20,000 on that mastermind and met Kingsley, my tax guy, would I have saved over 200 grand on my taxes for 2020? Probably not. 2017, I made less than 40 grand. 2018, 118 grand. 2019, over 300. 2020, 7 figures. How did it happen? Because I invested in people that are smarter than me, and I did what they told me to do. That's the secret. At least that's been the secret for me. That is the only reason that I have accomplished anything, is because I knew that I wasn't smart enough and I needed help, and I paid for that help. Our pride as humans is one of the biggest things that keeps us stuck in life. And at the end of the day, we live in such a great time. We live in such great times, guys. It has never been easier to access so many amazing people and to learn from them. And even for free. Like, there's so many amazing things to learn just on YouTube that can change your life. But also, I would invite you to be humble enough to be able to, and when you have that opportunity, to invest and learn from people who are where you want to go, do it. Because it's only going to make you better. Now, quick caveat, and this is something that I've done too. I've bought in many programs, I've bought in coaching, and there are times where I didn't do my part. I did not follow through, I didn't do the work, or I quit. And the program didn't work. It didn't work for me. But why didn't it work? It's because I didn't do the work. Anyway, that's what's on my mind for you guys. One just quick side note, guys, if you have a program already and you haven't invested 6 to 12 months into it, don't buy another program. Give the program a chance. Make sure you're consistently taking action so that you can actually see a result. Results take time. You can't buy a program and expect to be a millionaire tomorrow. You have to invest time and effort into the program to see a result. If you're in a situation where you would love to invest in, a course or a mentor, but you don't have the financial means, I understand that for sure. I put my first courses on credit cards, and then I would work overtime to pay them off at the prison. I didn't have money to invest in courses. And so if you're in that situation, I would invite you to look at your finances and allocate a percentage of each paycheck you get, 5, 10%, whatever you can do. If it's only 1%, so be it. Allocate a certain percentage of your income, put it in a separate bank account for the sole purpose of investing in you, in your education. I would strongly encourage that you do that. For me, I like to save 10% for charity, 10 to 20% to save to invest, to grow my income, and 5 to 10% I'll save for me, to invest in my education, to level up my skills, to become a better person, to learn more. And I'd strongly recommend you do that. Because the greatest asset you can ever buy and ever invest in is this. It's you. That's the greatest thing that you can invest in, is your knowledge and your skills. Because with increased knowledge and skills means you become more valuable to the world, because you can do more and you can serve more and you can help more because you know more. And that's extremely important. And so if you're a person that says, well, I'm not going to invest in education and courses and mentors, what you're really saying is you're not willing to invest in you. And that's a damn shame. All right, guys, I'm done.